Kami, how's it going, man? Welcome to this completely normally scheduled and not at all erratic stream. How's your day been, my fellow youth? Got him. They'll never suspect a thing. I need to go get food. Okay, well, in reality, stream was supposed to start 23 minutes ago, so the fact that you didn't get food yet, cringe, okay? I didn't give you that much of a warning. How much warning did I give you? 30 minutes? Wait, you're telling me you already left the house to get food and you just came back? Fucking lies. That's what I say. Nail. Okay, this is kind of big for us though. Lunar. Damn it. Harsh, shut up. You don't get a vote here. Nasal. How do you spell nasal? Nasal? Fucking cringe, seriously? I know. Anal? Shit. Oh, this is so fucked. Oh, I'm so cooked, boys. Oh, I'm so cooked. Align. Dude, oh, dude, it was a line. It was just the other Align. That's so sad. That's so sad. Chris, how's it going? Welcome to this completely normally scheduled, no confusion or anything unusual stream. Welcome, my fellow youth. Stall until I'm back with food or not, or I riot. You have 22 minutes. Chop chop. Chris, how's it going, buddy? Any updates with the realtor? Pit lane stage. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's not even my fucking fault, okay? So my parents' cars get basically bricked, okay? So they need to get a new car because this car's fucked. This car is so cooked. My mom, this morning, I woke up. I went outside. My car's gone. I was like, shit, did my car get fucking stolen? What the fuck? Because I parked it on the driveway, right? And Dad goes, no, Mom just took your car because she's too scared to take our car. Well, that's not fucking good, is it? So, like, whatever, she can take my car, that's not the issue, but, like, the fact that she's scared to drive her own car is cooked. So, we went to the dealership, we went to a couple dealerships today, me and Dad, just to, like, look at a couple cars. And then, while we're out looking at a car, my brother says, like, hey, there's this other dealership that has this car that, like, Mom really likes. Let's go there. It's, like, half an hour away, but, like, I finish work at 6:30. They're open until 8. We can go. I was like, okay, cool. No problem. And then, so we're at this other dealership, and it's at, like, 6. So we're like, we got half an hour. No problem. We'll just check out this car. No problem. And then this fucking car salesman would not let me go. He's like, is there anything we can do to close the deal today? I'm like, brother, we're still really early, okay? We're looking at a lot of cars. I don't mean to waste your time. Don't put that much effort. I just want to see the car. No problem. Okay, yeah, no problem. And then he's like, okay. It's like, if you were to buy the car, what term? I was like, dude, like, I promise, like, this is all still very vague. Like, you don't need to. No. But like, theoretically, okay, this rate, this whatever. Okay, so here's what your payments are. I go, great, yeah, thanks. I'm gonna take that. No. But like, is there anything I can do to get your business right now? I'm like, motherfucker, let me go. So while I'm sitting there, I'm canceling the stream because I'm like, bro, if we have to go to the second dealership, then that's like a half-hour drive, half an hour there, half an hour back. Like, we're fucked. Like, I'm just not gonna be able to make stream. So I cancel stream. And then this fucking guy at the dealership wastes so much of my time. We get so late coming back home that we couldn't go to the second dealership. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll stream instead, okay? Yeah, so that's the, hence the confusion earlier. Okay, method acting, stage acting, film acting, character acting. Fuck. Seer, how's it going, man? Eve, how's it going? Harsh, how's it going? No, Harsh, I knew you were here. Fuck you, never mind. You don't get two hellos, motherfucker. Who do you think you are? You're not that guy, pal. Good, I've been playing the James Bond. Oh, how is 007 early light? Something light? I don't know. Is it good? I've been wanting to try it out too. It reminds me very much of Hitman games. Manner, way, method, character? Fuck. Manner, way, method, fashion. Stage, catwalk, film, page. Crust, skin, film, like outer layer. This is what I'm thinking, like, I've been able to play my PlayStation while I'm getting withdrawals. Okay, skin, crust, film, scum? Scum? Oh. Okay, not at all what I was thinking, but okay, we got there. Listen, all that matters is the end results, not the method, okay? Fuck them. This is not 5th grade math class. I don't care about showing your work. Just give me the answer. One chance and a dream, boys. One chance and a dream. There's so much interaction in different missions, a bit in the same way Hitman does, but you do the classic James Bond charm. No, that's nice. I know, I saw that there was like a charisma bar or something, like you can use it to sneak your way into certain places or something, like per level or something. I saw this in the trailer a while back. Page, stage, catwalk, pit. I gotta take a chance. Fuck. Parts of a theater. Savage. It was so close. It was so close, boys. Say what you want. You can call me a bum or whatever, but that was so close. That was really bad. That was really bad. Sharon. 5th epoch later. Male. Not really. You just talk to people and social engineer your way through. No charisma bar. We have different ways to go somewhere. Oh, I swear there was like a charisma bar thing. What the fuck? Later, 5th epoch. Later. Bernadette. No, she was introduced pretty early. Cat Leia. Bro, Cat Leia was introduced not that far after Sharon. That's crazy. Anderson. Male 5th epoch. Not sequence 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Damn it. Okay, so sequence 7 in volume 3 was introduced. You check out Crimson Desert yet? Bro, I have not had any time to play games. Played Young Dexter? Oh, I like that kid. He's great. I like him. Fifth Epoch Male, sequence 7. Do I know this fella? Third volume. Couldn't be Frank Lee, right? Again, hit him. Imagine. The go. Just got to check out. Surely they don't take 30 minutes for a pizza. Patrick Gibson. Ah. You should know this if you ain't washed. I am washed. Fuck. Havin Rambus? Fuck. Oh, Havin Rambus was the demigod. I'm an idiot. I don't even know what fucking set of pathways even now. This is so cool. Oh, this is so washed, dude. I'm genuine. The girl was introduced too late. Fool. Which means it may be... Oh, one of the Abraham fucks? I am nothing if not... I'm nothing if not actually clutch, bro. I am nothing if not clutch. What the fuck? I'm sorry, did you get that harsh? Doubt it. Bitch boy. But guess who did? I did. I got it. Brody, yeah, in 4? A likely story, motherfucker. I'd love to watch you play some game. Dude, we, Nagito, I promised Nagito, so I'm gonna play some Outer Wilds on the weekend. But I actually really want to play the Hitman game too. Maybe we can do that on the weekend too. I've never played Outer Wilds. Oh yeah, he did ping you, alright, Harsh? Because you really like Outer Wilds 2 or something? My top 3 games? I've never played them. Not. How's it going, man? Look up nothing? Yeah, no, I haven't looked anything up. I just gotta buy it. I can't remember the fuck. That Persona 5 is so good, dude. I only played Persona 5 twice, like twice. But fuck, it's so good. It's in my top 3 as well. Nice, nice. You played the royal version? I did. Wait, which one's the royal? Hold on. Persona 5 royal. Maybe. Let me see. Oh yeah, yes I did. Yes I did. Yes I did. Who did you romance? Was it the teacher? Am I making this up? I can't remember. It might have been the teacher. Is that an option? Or am I just making this up? I might be making this up. That's completely possible. The teacher? Yeah. Okay, then that. The weekend agrees. Takemi? So you like women and what? Dude, I honestly don't remember. I just remember how much I loved the game. I don't remember much of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just remember I had such a fun time with it. And the music is peak as fuck. What the fuck? What does the teacher look? By the way, who's Takemi? I swear none of these. I don't remember any of these names. Oh, oh, I do remember her. Hold on. Why didn't I romance her? Excuse me. What does the teacher look like? I can't remember. No, I still prefer my choice. I agree. I'm still right. It's fine. I'm still right. It's fine. I stand by past me. He was a good lad. Maybe a little immature, but good lad. Agree. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what do you say we start? Kami would hate for me to stall. I've been stalling for nearly 20 minutes. Makoto, my queen? Makoto Persona 5. Oh, yeah, she was. Okay, she was pretty too. Agreed. No one picked. What was the blonde hair girl's name? Anne? No one picked Anne? Oh, we wait. Watch this. Is it? Are you trying to... Bro, you want me to watch Clone Wars on stream? Are you nuts? You're trying to get me banned. Chris, if you don't want to be a mod anymore, you can just tell me, bro. I'll take the powers away. What are you trying to get me banned for? This motherfucker tell me to watch Clone Wars. Kami putting on copyrighted music saying, oh, just mute it in post. Who gives a shit? And it's like your little sister. Same as Futaba. I remember the name Futaba, but I don't remember what she looks like. Futaba, Persona 5. Oh yeah, she was just a kid. She's just like a little baby. We protect her from the evil people, from the evil men who are romancing every possible romance choice. This guy. Because you could romance like all of them, I think, right? Never said to watch it on stream. Fuck you. I prefer not to speak. I know. Although limited by the variety of local ingredients, St. Millem restaurant's menu appeared thick, yet it didn't offer an intense variety of dishes. However, relatively speaking, a whole book worth of menu items couldn't possibly be too few to leave a few dozen adults feeling stuffed. The waiter was a local, but he spoke fluent Phaeacian, Loanese, and Intesian, completely understanding Lumin's order. He was about to double-check when he saw the customer from Intes bring out a thick stack of gold horn. This was the currency of the Phaeacic Empire. All of it? The waiter asked. All of it. After a while, the dishes like beet soup, red wine, beef stew, corn-fried cod, and such started to arrive, one by one. Lumin was utterly immersed in a sea of flavors, and Ludwig was too. As a Sequence 5, his appetite was already not small, and similarly, Harvest Priest Lugano, starting as a planter, was eating more and more. After nearly filling their stomachs, Lumion, having savored the salty, fishy burst of caviar in his mouth, awaited the arrival of dessert. What did Ludwig just vaguely sense the presence of a bird-clawed baby in the blink of an eye? Could it be that they were exactly 30 meters apart? Just one step further would break the range? That seems like a coincidence. 69's here. And we stop there, because where else do you go from there, you know? Truly. That's too coincidental, even if arranged. If Ludwig could sense the baby, could the baby also sense its mother approaching? Did it detect the deceased mother appearing in an unnatural way and decided to leave? That explanation seems more reasonable. Now the question arises, if it weren't a coincidence, why did the baby appear on the street? It couldn't possibly just be passing by and happen to bump into us, right? If it truly is a law of convergence, it is unclear whether it's due to a bloodline connection or a law of repulsion. Lumin picked up the napkin on his lap, folded it neatly and stood up, placing the stack of gold horn to Lugano. I'll take a walk nearby to see if there's anything worth buying. Take care of Ludwig, and remember to pay the bill. Had a lovely 20-ounce steak loaded with baked potatoes and some seasoned corn. Nice. I don't like red meat very much. Like any kind of red meat, I much prefer like poultry. I don't know. I've never liked red meat. The texture of it is like, I don't know, it's not my thing. Sure, Lugano said. Lumion left the restaurant with a leisurely gait, taking in the shops and the pedestrians. There were banks, candy stores, cafes, and shops selling imported goods. The passerbys were mostly Phaeacian and locals, the latter often carrying talisman made of their relatives' skulls. It is not apparent who may attract the baby and its associates here, nor which building may harbor something unusual, Lumion thought. Unfortunately, this does not have to happen. Finally, he finished a stroll along the street and returned to the restaurant. The two demonesses leisurely enjoyed a lavish Phaeacian meal. Their prominent position and striking looks drawn to the gaze of everyone who came and went. Lumion took the opportunity to admire the demoness's beauty. A thought suddenly struck him. Ludwig only sensed the bird near the street. Frank and Jenna were here. Could it be that they attracted the attention of Oxito, who personally brought or sent the baby to track them? Upon discovering the scent of awareness, dude, thank you. Oh my god, thank you, dude. I love you, dude. Dude, I feel like awareness has definitely gifted by far the most subs this year. It's not even close. dude. I love you, dude. Thank you so much. Should I catch up to the volume? Are there any peaks? Awareness? Holy shit. Where are you at the moment? Because, dude, this volume has been so peak, I can't even lie. We're having so much fun. Little tiny itsy bitsy spoiler. Okay, Reaper is awesome. You know I love Volume 5. If you've been following for a while, I'm pretty sure. You know I love Volume or Sequence 5 Reaper, okay? Reaper, because that's where Anderson was, and his first introduction, like, stuck in my head. Like, where this motherfucker saw a giant rock golem and just flew on a spear or whatever. Awareness, dude, holy shit, thank you. And, thank you. I'm at like 6:39. Oh, so you're not far at all. Oh, you're not that. Oh, then you're not as far at all. 6:40. What happened recently? So I caught. So we. Okay, I think I know where you are. Yeah, no, dude, it's just been so fun all the way. I genuinely like. Oh, 6:40. I'm at 7:60. I'm an idiot. Sorry, the 6:7. 6:7. I'm sorry. The guy, I transposed them. I apologize. Okay, so you're like 6:30. So, dude, this is so much fun. Like, we've genuinely not had like a down moment where I'm like, it's kind of like every time I read, there's like something really cool happening. We're getting something. Is Reaper just No. It's not just damage awareness. Because one, it is you get way more abilities like flame spear, so you can make like a genuine spear and just start fucking sending them over at Mach fuck, being like, huh, catch this shit, bro. It's cool as fuck, right? And then on top of that, you get like the cull ability, which is like the ability to see weak points in individuals, so you'll know like, hey, if I attack him here, he'll take like most damage or whatever. You remember Death Knell from Lord of the Mysteries, where like if you struck if you shot 3 times and it got them, they would definitely die or whatever. That was a Sequence 5 Reaper characteristic, right? So like that ability, along with obviously his ascetic bullshit, is like it's really cool. And now he has like really cool stuff, and we're getting a lot of lore dumps now too. Important lore, not about just Lumion, because fuck them. I'm talking like actual big tarot club stuff, and like Alger and Fours and stuff, and even Klein a little bit. We're getting teensy bits here and there, so you're definitely gonna listen. I can't recommend it enough. Get caught up, bro. I think the Hunter path was kind of meh for me. Regarding theorizing wise, when I saw it, there's more like exploiting potential. I agree, less exploit. Oh, I agree. Hunter is more like, the way it reminds me of is in like a awareness. Have you ever played like Dark Souls games, or like those games? Like Lies of P or some shit. Can you, unless there's something specific happening for the general stuff, can we just keep the Persona 5 one? I'm really laughing to it right now. Lies of Peak mentioned. Let's go. Lies of P was fun. Some Elden Ring? Okay, good. That's enough. You don't need to have played all of it. What Hunter reminds me of, Hunter is like the samurai class from Elden Ring in a world full of magician classes or astromancy classes. Everyone is like, oh, well, I've got Mr. and I can see you. And Hunter's like, huh, catch my fucking exploding fireball, motherfucker, get rolled. Like, it's straightforward. It's not as grandiose, I think, for sure. But I think probably sequence 4 or 3, it's gonna get some massive like spiritual boost or something. Red Priest is very straightforward. This motherfucker's lying to. I know he is, because Red Priest is gonna be like, because Red Priest is reminds me a lot of like or sorry, not reminds me. Red Priest has a lot of like rust and stuff. You know, like every time like a Red Priest or like Vermonda Sauron or fucking Medici or whatever, what they always talk about is rust. And I don't think that's like a coincidence of just like age or whatever. I think like they're gonna have some like semblance of like decay in some way, if that makes any. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but like I think they're gonna have something to that effect, because like rust is like decay, right? Rust is decay of like metal things. So I think they're gonna have something to that effect, because they gotta have more than just like I'm strong and I've got firepower, because you get fucking rolled by the fool. Okay. Gonna be way better if it wasn't anime form. True, exactly. Yeah, it's like it's gonna give off like Natsu from like Fairy Tail. Listen, if anyone wants to fight with me about Fairy Tail, I love Fairy Tail. Okay, fuck your in the power of friendship. Fuck off. Okay, I love Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is amazing. Okay, the last kind of 2 seasons were dog shit, no doubt. But like in general, I love Fairy Tail. Okay, and I will not hear it. Damn it! I will draw my line in the sand. The starting fights of Fairy Tail give me very much early Naruto vibes. Okay, and I love it. Upon discovering the scent of the deceased mother on Ludwig and sensing my bloodline, did Oxito abandon his plan, temporarily leaving this area abandoned? This logic flows smoothly, there's no issue. But how could the guardian demigod of the Temperance faction completely miss this? Is Lumien's sequence... Do you want me to spoil you, Lack, or no? Where the author revive people he killed earlier? Yeah, that wasn't great. A Shaman King is adept at concocting various magical agents and conducting rituals, perhaps using one to evade normal premonitions and intuitions. Or could it be some other method? Lumien quickly reviewed the intelligence provided by the Temperance faction of the Shaman King. I don't mind about that. I mean, like, it would be more shocking if he doesn't read... Okay, awareness. I've already called this, okay? I don't know if... Maybe I called this recently and you didn't see it. I'm telling you, I see the play-by-play in my head, okay? Because... Okay, think about it. It's perfect, okay? Klein wanted to become a god so that he could return home, right? Lumien wants to become a god so that he can... Or he doesn't want to become... But he wants to become like high sequence so that he can revive his sister. They both have like equal... In their value-ish reasons, okay? Who's got a worse ending, Naruto or Fairy Tail? Fairy Tail, probably. Klein has to overcome the great infallible infallible being that is Amon. Who does? What about Lumien? Lumien has to overcome the infallible character that is Amon's babysitter, Medici. Klein does not only become the fool, he becomes the Lord of Mysteries. Lumien will not only become the Red Priest, he will become the fucking... I don't know, the great old one off this pathway. I'm calling it, bro. I'm calling it right now. Lock in my fucking guess. Wait, I don't have much money right now, but oh my god, do you guys want to bring back an old custom? How long has it been since we've done this? Let's do the Divination Club, boys. Holy fuck, how long has it been? We haven't done this in so long. I'm poor, by the way, I want to be clear. I genuinely have zero balance. This is so cringe. Daily. This is my final... Okay, I realize I'm blocking this. What can I say? 28,000. Let's go. Coin flip. Lumien becomes the great old one of the Hunter pathway. Has the fucking coin flip method ever been wrong? I think not. I think not. I genuinely, bro, I'm caught. We know that it's solved. This is, bro, you could ask me the fucking... This is the perfect prediction machine. I'm telling you. You could ask me like the greatest question in the universe, and if it's a or B answer, this will give it to you. No doubt. I'll bet you money. I will bet you money he's the great old one. Did you answer my question? Oh, yeah, I was... Okay, so I was asking, do you want me to spoil you on that, Lack? If you do, he's not a sequence 4 yet, no. My guess is that he becomes it by the end of this volume. By the end of 5. He's not there yet. He's 5. Chris, I will bet you any amount... I will bet you your fucking apartment, god damn it. I don't know what I don't have anything worth that apartment. I want to be clear. I own no property. But we'll figure that out, okay? In post. It's fine. It's fine. It's not your house anyway. It's fine. They're landlords. What do you give a fuck? A shaman king is adept at concocting various magical agents and conducting rituals, perhaps using one to evade normal premonitions, or could it be another thing? LEMMiNO quickly surveyed the intelligence provided by the Temperance faction. His steps slowed, seemingly captivated by the beauty and charm of the demonesses. After analyzing the information on the apothecary pathway, LEMMiNO realized that Oxyto may have also received a boon, transitioning to a female. And he recalled the information he knew about the heretic spellmaster pathway. In a flash of thought, a term came to him: Paramita. Paramita exists in its own right, dependent on the land, and its activities cannot be detected from the outside. Is lying he owns multiple brothels? I would never do something so immoral. How could you, Seer? You're French, so I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but that's illegal here, damn it. Paramita exists in its own right, dependent on the land, and its activities cannot be detected from the outside. Did Oxyto use some of the applications of Paramita to avoid the gaze of the Temperance faction demigods and follow Franca and Jenna? Were those babies taken into the Paramita after they crawled out? With Paramita clearly involving the domain of death, were these mothers dead before the babies were torn out? In that case, from birth, they bear a strong taint of death. Just now, Paramita was unfolding, watching Franca and Jenna, waiting to make a move. Upon sensing the presence of the mothers, the bloodline of the god, Paramita retracted, cutting off this connection. No wonder Ludwig so vaguely sensed the babies. Maybe it was inside the Paramita. Moreover, the local Skull Blessing Festival clearly reveres death, which can be linked to a Paramita as well. Could Oxyto's deep-seated purpose for coming here be hidden in this? With my speculation, LEMMiNO approached Franca and Jenna with a genuine smile. May I have the honor of sitting here for a few minutes, beautiful ladies? Are you also from Intes? Franca asked in amusement. She knew LEMMiNO's approach wasn't simply to chat her up. He must have another purpose. Okay, Seer, honestly, I'm not even gonna disagree with you, because you know the only thing... the only illegal thing in this world? Getting caught. That's what I say. Yes, which is why I felt a connection as soon as I saw you, LEMMiNO said. At a nearby table, several men were covertly listening. Damn Intesians, those goddamn playboys. Jenna's response was natural, tinged with a hint of weariness. Are you here in Rakla for business or travel? Jenna signaled for the waiter to bring over a chair for LEMMiNO. Your beauty is like something out of a dream, LEMMiNO spoke. No, even in my dreams, I've never seen something this beautiful. You must have caught many an eye making the way here. That's my felon streamer. Let's go! I remember when he made that contract, that shit seemed dumb as fuck. Would you agree to go with it? Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about the abscessed hand. Yeah, exactly. Damn it, these sweet nothings are giving me goosebumps, Franca thought. Of course, she was still secretly pleased. After all, she had heard from the brown Sauron that every demoness who had transitioned from male would have a bit of narcissism. Jenna felt a bit of discomfort and amusement, much like encountering a pretentious drunk. Her acting was good, showing no oddity and smiling. Really, would you dare to look in my eyes and say that again? The young man sat beside the women and engaged in pleasant conversation. How can it be so superficial, only considering looks, this just surrounding gentleman lamented? LEMMiNO laughed, looking into Jenna's eyes. The moment I saw you, I realized what true beauty was. Unc, read my previous message? What? The one about... what I think would have been cool? Medici lowered my rating of Hunter Pathway a lot. He's goated, but like simplistic. He doesn't give a fuck about. Oh no, it would be cool if Cuddlefish made 9 to 5 of Hunter, normal, and meh, all physical, and then 4 to 0 suddenly become Eldritch and horror-esque. Dude, that would be so cool. Oh, true. Can you imagine? You become like, what is sequence 4? Fuck me. We got the fucking. I know this. Don't shut up. Okay, shut up. I don't want to hear shut up. I can just hear Kami judging me right now. I don't want to hear it, damn it. What is it? Iron-Blooded Knight. Okay. Fuck you, Harsh. I know it. Okay. Iron-Blooded Knight, but like, what kind of eldritch thing would Iron-Blooded Knight have? Dude, can you imagine he pulls out a Magneto level thing? I can fucking steal the iron from your fucking blood. I think that's a Magneto thing, right? Oh, that'd be so jokes. And then he accidentally runs into someone off the error pathway, and he's like, oh, accidentally you stole the iron in your own blood and you fucked. And you're like, fuck, no, he got me, boys. How can this guy be saying such things and not make you feel nauseous? Jenna thought. You know, some gazes make one feel uncomfortable. Any gaze more peculiar than the others? Lumion asked. No, Franca understood what he was probing for. Think about it, making a swap after Demigod in my head canon would be cool. Yeah, that does make sense too, right? Because it's a qualitative change. So it would make sense if the change was qualitative, not because if fuck me, I'm not explaining this very well. But like, if all that happens is that their like strength gets higher and their ability to control more fire, that's a quantitative increase, right? Like the volume of fire, or the level of damage output they're able to do is like a quantitative change. But a qualitative change would be like, hey, you go from someone who can like fight physically really well to someone like who can fight spiritually or some I don't know. I'm not great at this shit. Okay, I'm making this up. You guys know what I mean. I'm just not explaining it very well. That would make sense too, like with the whole qualitative change, but that would make sense. Lumen nodded. The weather here is rather cold. Did you feel something similar? Franco recalled for a moment and said it started a bit on Chapin Street and lasted just before the beet soup arrived. The soup was warm and made us no longer feel cold. Does Lumion have Riz because he's Lumion? Or is he Lumion because he has Riz? Absolute cinema. Paramita that involves the realm of death made the surroundings feel a bit colder, Lumion thought. Perhaps that is the lack of a reliable man's warmth. Maybe they control heat like the movement of atoms? You think they control the thought of friction, like the idea of friction or the concept of friction? Good luck on reading it. I'll catch up when I can. Thanks, Awareness. Seriously, thank you for the memberships, dude. You didn't have to, as always. Love you, buddy. Oh, before I go, Awareness, will you be joining us for Reverend Insanity 2 after? Because after this, we're reading Reverend Insanity. I'm actually genuinely excited for that. Because like I want to do a switch up for that, so I feel like the way I'm gonna try that would be really cool. But you gonna be there? Please, no more Playboy, Franca thought. As the three conversed, the image of a woman wearing a petite black cap and a light golden bun appeared faintly on the surface of the gold leaf mirror. She rested her... Sharon! My queen has arrived! Let's go! She rested her chin in her hand, her gaze occasionally focused on Lumion and Jenna, then shifting between Lumion and Franco. It's Sharon! She's finally here. I've waited 762 chapters for your arrival, my queen. It took 7 long months for me to be here. Lumen kept his promise and sat at the table with the demonesses for only a few minutes before taking his leave quite politely. Bro, there's some crackhead ringing my doorbell. Kami, please don't get stabbed. Shouldn't she have seized the opportunity to pursue further? Could this be the advanced technique of a playboy? Walking back to his table, Lumen saw waiters carrying a towering stack of plates, their faces a mix of confusion, shock, and horror. All the dishes on the menu really had been devoured, the look in their eyes towards Ludwig and Lugano as if they were staring at monsters. But if they knew that 2/3 of the dishes were consumed by Ludwig and Lugano and I only shared the remaining 30, he'd be even more scared, Lumen thought. Before him, Ludwig and Lugano, there was now a slice of apple cake and a cup of richly flavored ice cream. Ludwig's face was unmasked in satisfaction. This was not only because the face-Asian meals were generous in portions and tasty, but also it didn't hurt Lumen to spend someone else's money. Lumen pushed a slice of apple cake towards Ludwig and appeared to concentrate as he scooped up the ice cream. As he savored the melting frost and the taste of milk, he whispered, "Have any of you noticed anything unusual around the 2 of Cups and the 7 of Cups?" A faint brief silence appeared. After a brief silence, a faint ethereal voice echoed in Lumen's ears. The Knight of Sword. We did notice something. From Chaban Street until you approached the restaurant, there was a slight abnormality we detected, but we couldn't pinpoint it. This matches Franca's description. The Temperance Faction demigod is unable to catch Oxyto, even though they've been tracking Franca and Jenna. Can we only wait for Oxyto to make a move? Lumen thought for a few seconds and then pulled out a pair of non-prescription glasses. He immediately saw the images of the Knight of Sword dressed in a shirt, then disappeared. Then the voice of Merrick became much clearer. We occasionally find such abnormalities and traces too. That is one of the main reasons we are sure Oxytor remains in this area. Could the Paramita alone achieve this? Lumen, lacking a deep understanding of a Paramita, could only speculate. He had entered Paramitas more than once. In Cordu, whether in reality or in dreams, he had entered Paramita several times, but at that time, even without high-level forces involved, he couldn't judge the normal state of Paramita, whether it could deceive a demoness's senses and intuition, or where it unfolded. In Trier, during the Tree of Shadow catastrophe, he was involuntarily drawn into Lady Moon's Paramita, which effectively isolated the inside from the outside, preventing Trier demigods from detecting the growth of the Tree of Shadow in that area. another stabbing victim, Harsh. It's all over. What are we gonna call the cops and say, guys, there was a stabbing in Paris? And then they'd go, yeah, mate, there's fucking 800 of them a day. What do you want us to fucking do about it? In Trier, during the Tree of Shadow catastrophe, he was involuntarily drawn to Lady Moon's Paramita, which effectively isolated the inside from the outside, preventing demigods from detecting the growth of the Tree of Shadow in that area. Fuck. Whew, he's fine. He's fine. Jesus. Dumbass wanted a beer. Let's go. Did he give him a beer? It was only through Franca's use of the Judgment card and the unique properties of Madame Judgment that they managed to establish a connection with the outside world at all. Memories flashed through Lumen's mind, as he always felt that Paramitas could not reach the certain extent. When a Paramita closed, it was normal that the Temperance Faction demigod couldn't sense it if nearby. How could it remain undetected after unfolding right under the nose of a demigod? Is it truly that powerful? I gave him a chair leg upside the head. I'm sorry, is a chair leg upside the head the name of French beer? Lager? Lumen turned his gaze to the window. Listen, you always want to be nice to homeless people or like crazy people, okay? Because they're crazy loyal. That's what I say. Think about it. You all know this. Imagine there's like a homeless guy standing around in the parking lot where you park your car for work, okay? Obviously, I know. I'm sorry I had to use the W word with you guys. I apologize. But, just work with me here for a minute, okay? Instead of just avoiding the guy, the guy is like, oh, this motherfucker thinks he's better than me. I'm going to break his fucking car. Like, if he breaks your car, what the fuck are you supposed to do? What are you gonna sue a homeless guy? He doesn't have any money. You're fucked. But what do you do instead? You just, when you're going out for lunch, you just get something like $5, whatever. It's not that expensive. Just for the guy. And you're like, hey, I just got something for you. Now, guess what? Next time there's a homeless guy who tries to break into your car, he's gonna be like, "Hoi, not that car. He's a good lad. He's a good guy. I'm watching him." Now he becomes your home. He's in your corner now. Strategize. You can get them in your corner so cheaply, and they're great. Okay? Don't work smarter, not harder. Holding eye contact. Lumion turned his gaze to the wind. Harsh. It's even easier for you, bro. Right? Where you're from, I assume you gotta give him like the equivalent of like 40 cents. And this guy's like, holy shit, my dude, my go. Love you, whatever you need. This is a joke, because I know we're Harsh. Harsh knows why I'm laughing. Lumion turned his gaze to the window, seeing two locals amongst the passerbys. One had a human skull painted purple hanging on his chest, and the other tied a bleach white human skull. Death worship. Perhaps Shaman King Oxito had developed a special aspect of his paramita in the Rockcliffe area, which allowed him to unfold in front of a demigod without being detected. Lumion speculated as he put this all together. Lumion took another spoonful of ice cream and said, "Tell me more about the origins and the circumstance of the Skull Blessing Festival." I'd do that, but no money right now, so I'm supposed to get 15k? 15k in a bit? Let's go, laughing. Let's go, we're laughing. This motherfucker's gonna tell me like 15,000 fucking pesos. I'm sorry. Knight of Swords replied clearly in his ear. It dates back to the fall of death. What the fuck? When the situation on the southern continent fundamentally changed. The 15k euros? Laughing, bro. What is that, like 30k Canadian? That's like people's annual salary. I think euros like damn near 2 to 1. Our currency is dog shit, bro. Euro to CAD. What is that right now? 1.6. Like 22 and a half. Fuck it. 15k for a door. Bro, with the prices of gold being as high as they are, have you any fucking concept how much money that would be? You'd be rich as a motherfucker. You'd be fucking Donald Trump level of rich right now. The fall of death caused disturbances in the underworld, leaving most spirits unable to sense or enter it, forced to wander its periphery. As a result, when sentient beings died, they were more likely to become undead, wraiths, or evil spirits, a grave threat to the living. The response of the northern continents had been church-sanctioned purification combined with compulsory cremation. Here, the EBS Church and the God of Combat had notable success with purification. Hearing this, Lumion understood and appreciated the various measures taken before and after death. The origins of these practices was the fall of death and the subsequent anomalies. No wonder the old I will say it. Dude, death seems like the pathway that has like the most supernatural connection. Like, his very existence being snuffed out has such major consequences in a way that like no other god seems to. Like, think about it, like fucking ASG dying didn't have this much of an impact. Are you sure about that? When I'm on the land, when I'm on the guns. Yeah, fuck off. It's one continent, bro. Get over it. It's not that big a deal. Is the Skull Blessing a solution for this area? It is one manifestation, Merrick explained. According to the records left behind by the Highland Kingdom, it appears that the people of Rocklev, with the help of a former official of the Balam Empire, established a mini-state for the spirits, allowing the dead to enter and rest without re-emerging. Because Death was trying to make a new Great Old One pathway, I think? Maybe. But this isn't the underworld. It cannot truly offer rest, nor can it bind the spirits completely. Bye, Harsh! Dude, think about it. Dude, seriously, adopt a homeless guy. I'm telling you, it's such a good value. Now, I don't have too many homeless people where I live anymore, but like my high school used to have a shit ton of them. So me and my friends, we adopted 2 homeless people. They were great. The annual Skull Blessing Festival is a day for the spirits to re-emerge, revel, and be liberated. Keeping the skulls of the loved ones at homes helps protect the family from any spirits that may stray. In essence, they created a rudimentary, localized version of the underworld, a place to return to. The concept of a paramita is quite similar, eh? Moreover, in paramita, souls can return home on special days to enjoy the joy of reunion. The only difference is that here, the spirits have no path to rebirth, they can only slowly fade away. Lumen recalled something that Louis had once relayed from Madame Polly, what had been established as a mere, small caricature of paramita. Lumen inhaled sharply, muttering under his breath, could Oxyto be planning to merge with his local spirit realm? But then I saw a sign that said this could be you one day, so I kept the dollar. I know that's a fucking meme you read on Reddit, but that's hilarious. Fun fact, I was staying at my ex's house a few years ago. I had built a homeless network by giving them cigarettes. Homeless network? What movie have I heard this from? Or like TV show? Sherlock Holmes! Sherlock Holmes had a network of homeless people. Ah, there it is. The BBC one. Bug, how's it going, man? Not. Oh, you're so good, man. What the fuck? He's so on top of it. Love it. Could Oxyto be planning to merge his local spirit realm into his own paramita? Has he? No. She partially succeeded, which is why you haven't detected her. That's a possibility, Merrick paused before saying. We also haven't seen that spirit realm. Lumen understood what Merrick meant. The prisoner pathway could directly turn into raids. They should have been able to see that realm, but they didn't see anything. If Oxyto had indeed begun to merge with that spirit realm, she essentially became a local version of death. She must have sensed the Amibella bloodline in me, but what would her reaction be? Anger? Something else? But why didn't she exploit it? Alright, she also used the baby to discover Ludwig nearby had the aura of the corpse mother, adding to an obvious trap. That is why, accustomed to indulgence, he held back. What should I do now? Lumen removed the glasses and stood up abruptly. Lumen took off the glasses and whispered, the target should have noticed something unusual about me, but Ludwig is right beside me, giving off the aura of the mother from that corpse. Both of this put together will make him highly suspicious. Be careful. If it were the Amibella bloodline alone, Oxyto might think it was merely the law of convergence at work. Similarly, if it was just the mother aura, she may have been wary or suspect that a corpse may have returned. But put together, anyone who could sense this would immediately know there was a problem. This couldn't be a coincidence, it was a trap. Merrick said, we're already ready. Sensing the danger and preparing even before I thought of everything and issued a reminder. They have strong intuition, eh? Ludwig wasted no time in pulling the ice cream they had abandoned closer to him and happily eating away. Lumen's gaze swept over Lugano and Ludwig before moving to Franca and Jenna. She was now considering a critical time. Should they act together or separate? If the earlier speculations were broadly accurate, then the bait phase to lure out Oxyto should already be over. What lay ahead would likely be probing attacks from the Shaman King. In that case, moving together would allow them to receive better protection from the Temperance faction without worrying that Oxyto may strike at a less guarded spot and capture 1 or 2 hostages. Which choice was safer and more reasonable? Lumen walked slowly towards the center restaurant's entrance, mentally filtering through the questions. He thought of his own description, a rudimentary localized underworld. Can any of you sense or see the underworld? Lumen asked. No, Merrick spoke, unless someone directly opens the door or is already from there, otherwise it can only be sensed. Before the underworld anomaly, it was possible. Oh? Lumen wasn't concerned about this. Instead, he was more interested in something else. If Oxyto had indeed begun to integrate with the spirit world, does that mean her paramita qualifies as an underworld? Moreover, it had to be a small-scale underworld that was still bound to this region. Otherwise, based on Lumen's understanding, Oxyto could have easily have her paramita taken away, or have her paramita taken away. Of course, it's also possible that she hadn't discovered another goal yet, or achieved another goal. A small-scale underworld. LEMMiNO walked back to Franca and Jenna and said, "I heard Chabin Street is quite unique. Would you two lovely ladies like to be my guides?" Chabin Street was where Franca and Jenna first noticed that her temperature dropped slightly. In the eyes of the nearby customers, LEMMiNO's invitation was a blatant attempt to arrange a date, but Franca and Jenna exchanged glances and understood what LEMMiNO was suggesting. "Sure," Franca and Jenna said. This left everyone stunned. Are they so naive? Together, LEMMiNO, Franca, and Jenna and the others strolled through Chabin Street, exchanging glances and remarks. After about 15 minutes, they arrived at the street predominantly occupied by the locals. The houses stood in rows, appearing rugged yet solid. Outside each house, strips of wool hung, adding a vibrant touch. Compared to the other streets, the locals here were more likely to wear traditional clothing. Similarly, many of them carried skull amulets of various designs. Some painted green, red, purple. Others appeared white as jade. Standing at the entrance of the street, LEMMiNO paused, signaling for Franca and Jenna to stay behind him. He then took out something from his bag, a golden mask. The Eggers family mask, crafted by Death himself. Since this mask was designed initially to help the living sense and enter the underworld, wearing it may reveal something related to the underworld here too. If this local spirit realm had really integrated into Oxito's paramita, seeing it would be equivalent to seeing the paramita. Without hesitation, LEMMiNO donned the mask. His breath cooled, becoming increasingly still. Apart from that, everything looked normal. So this is the world in the eyes of the undead. I can't see any traces of that spirit realm. Is it hidden deeper due to being intertwined in that paramita? I can sense the spirit world directly, but not the underworld. No one has to wait for an opportunity to enter the underworld instead of simply locating it. LEMMiNO muttered silently, not giving up on his original theory. His purpose of activating the Alista Tudor aura was to highlight the seal left behind by the underworld Taoist. This being from Franca's world was clearly related to the pathway of death, darkness, and warrior. As a slight pain pricked his right palm and the cold, rotting sensation spread, LEMMiNO's vision changed. Along the entire street, the fabric strips hanging from the wall lost their colors and turned gray, while people became blurry, as if shrouded in fog. But the amulets they wore were unusually clear. LEMMiNO saw a pale or dark red flame ignite in the hollow sockets of those skulls. LEMMiNO realized he was seeing the spirit realm of Rocklev. Standing on the edge of the spirit realm, LEMMiNO didn't attempt to step inside, but instead searched from a distance. He saw a vast black cloud hanging over the sky in the direction of the lake, some skulls floating midair on the streets. As expected, Oxito was inside this paramita. With this understanding, the first thought that flashed through LEMMiNO's mind was, my mission ends here. Next, I'll lend the Eggers family mask to Merrick and the Temperance faction, allowing them to organize their forces and enter paramita. But then LEMMiNO realized that wouldn't work, because even if they had the Eggers family mask and not the Underworld Taoist seal, even a wraith wearing it wouldn't be able to see the unmutated paramita. He said in a low voice to Merrick, I found the paramita. First, take the Two of Cups and the others to safety. Then, as wraiths, attach yourself to me and I will lead you there. Okay. The Knight of Swords' somewhat ethereal voice couldn't conceal his malice, directed at Oxito. LEMMiNO thought for a moment before reminding, do not forget the Four of Swords. To be honest, he almost overlooked Anthony, but because he was constantly thinking about what his teammates were doing and how to coordinate with them, he didn't forget entirely. When he invited the two demonesses, Lumion didn't think of Anthony right away. It was only when he reached the street that he remembered their teammate, but he couldn't even find the hypnotist. He could only trust that Anthony would realize that the other team were together, and so he should join too. We won't, Merrick spoke. It seems like you already did, but the Temperance Faction demigod shouldn't be much affected by Anthony's invisibility. So when sending Franca and Jen away, they shouldn't really forget about him, I don't think. As Lumion mused to himself, the special paramita changed. A deafening crash sounded from the lake as a grayish-white water surged up like a tsunami. Reaching into the air, the wilderness, already intertwined with the lake of Rockcliffe, began to dominate. In an instant, it crossed squares and streets, swallowing Lumion, who had not yet even reached the street. Oxito, blessed by the Earth Mother, seemed to realize what was happening. Her choice was to use the nature of the paramita to separate the blasphemer of the child of God from the demigods. Almost simultaneously, Lumion, wearing the golden mask and transformed into an undead, felt his body grow heavier. In the next second, he felt the indistinct human figures on the streets vanish alongside his teammates. The human skulls became increasingly distinct, their eye sockets all turned to face Lumion. At the end of the street, at the edge of the city, where it blended more deeply with the wilderness, swaying figures crawled out from the depths. There were rotting, long-haired oxen with only a few pieces of pus oozing flesh left. The giant birds with exposed bones, flying low pythons, dragging half-melted threads of flesh between them. Human skulls from all corners of the city were swiftly converging on the streets, floating in midair, covering the sky. Lumion appeared stunned, as if he had encountered something terrifying, or like an undead creature facing a higher-ranked, more terrified spirit. Just then, a wretched howl filled with pain echoed. The terrifying, piercing sound was like a high-speed spinning drill. When Lumion regained his thoughts and awareness of his body, he found himself midway along Charbon Street, accompanied by the Knight of Swords. All around him, crystalline cold had frozen the skulls mid-air. The frozen scene stretched all the way to the wilderness. In a staggering army of the undead, the rotting monsters shed flesh onto the ground, leaving only bones yellowed, brown, or bleached white. The skulls sank into the ground. Meanwhile, the wraiths and evil spirits swelled like balloons and burst. Have they all been cursed? Even the fleshless? Without thought, Lumion couldn't help but raise his right hand and wipe his nose, noticing the blackened bloodstains. Yep, Chris. This came from within his body, blood that had long since stopped flowing. As in the Banshee's will just now, not only was his soul wounded, but his undead body seemed to have suffered some damage as well. Terrifying. Oxito screamed from such a distance, and I nearly lost consciousness, or instantly lost consciousness. Did the demigods attach themselves to me as wraiths before the paramita expanded? Then they took over my body and used their abilities to deal with the swarming armies? Let's do what? Do you need me to do something, Chris? Or are you talking to Kami? The Knight of Swords also attached himself to me? After grasping the encounter, Lumion had a clearer, more accurate understanding of the terror of demigods. Oxito isn't even a full angel, yet just his howl knocked me unconscious. It took me over 10 seconds to wake up. Without the presence of the demigods, 10 seconds would have been more than enough for Oxito to kill me 10 times over. He's telling you to read author notes? Oh, fuck. This isn't something a drawn demigod can compete to. They're facing a real demigod. There's no time for an animated chatter to take damage from me, unless I anticipate it in advance. With these thoughts, Lumion regained control of his body. Merrick spoke. Oxito has returned. He should be near the lake. We still don't know what kind of help she's seeking. Lake Dolsh? That serene, beautiful lake? Oh, that makes sense. All the mining operations have avoided the lake, leaving it unpolluted. Lake Dolsh is special, connected to the fallen death. Oh, for fuck's sake, of course. The establishment of the small spirit realm was made possible due to the lake. That former Balam Empire official even used an undying skull from the Church of Death and his gatekeeper powers, opened a door to the underworld and fixed it onto the undying skull, preventing it from closing too quickly, allowing a bit of the aura to seep out. The skull of an undying? Undying die? An undying is a mere sequence 4. They can still die. Mere. And the aura leaking from the underworld is unique traits of the undying skull and the special nature of the lake itself working together to sustain the spirit world. You seem to know a lot about this, LEMMiNO said. The Rose School of Thought ruled here for over 1,000 years. Apart from the uniqueness of the lake, everything else we long understood. Then why didn't you say it earlier? We didn't correct Oxyto to the spirit realm, so that intelligence wasn't included, Merrick explained. After that, whenever I answered you, I didn't elaborate. Speaking is also a desire that requires temperance. What the fuck? I'll have to start with the events of the Women's Spring, where Madame Hella and I... While speaking, he and Merrick reached the edge of the city. LEMMiNO glanced at the layer of thick ice encasing the buildings. He was astonished to see a figure in each of his eyes. One wore a small black bonnet and a court dress of the same color, but the other had no head, but was wearing a dressed in a dark, intricately patterned gown. Miss Messenger? Sharon and Miss Messenger? Oh, they're so cooked. Oxyto is so fucked. A mere sequence 4 having to deal with Miss Messenger? Oh, you're so fucked, mate. At the entrance to the street, dude, all that for a sequence 4, yeah, exactly. At the entrance of Chobin, I'll bet you money, Sharon is a sequence 4 right now, at least. The odds that they needed an angel to also be here. At the entrance to the street, Franca, Jenna, and the others suddenly felt a chill engulf them as they saw LEMMiNO vanish. Before they could even react, a voice spoke over them. I will send you back to Trier first. Everyone instinctively turned their bodies and discovered that a young-looking man had appeared next to them. Wearing a white shirt draped in a thin black trench coat with black hair and green eyes. He had knight-like handsome quality and wore a pair of red gloves on both hands. Yo! We got a major arcana here? Now, is it the bummiest of them? No, it is the second bummiest of them. Emlyn exists, guys. Don't forget about him. Okay? Gazing at the boy, Franca asked, and who might you be? 2 of Cups, 7 of Cups. You need not be involved in what is coming next, the young man spoke. His voice carried the natural authority of someone used to leading many people, instilling fear in the others. He knows our names. A member of the Tarot Club? One of the Knight of Swords helpers? His outfit looks like the red gloves from the Church of the Evernight. Before she could even respond, the man pulled out a tarot club. Major Arcana. The Star. So it's Mr. Star. No one hesitated any longer. Okay. Lugano stood there a bit unfazed. Why did he take out a card? I think I've heard of something like this. Almost simultaneously, Anthony appeared out of nowhere and squeezed in with Franca and Jenna. I really did forget about you, Franca muttered. Mr. Starr didn't say much more and opened his mouth. In an instant, Franca and the others, enveloped by a vast, invisible spirit, ascended into the layered spirit world. Along the city's periphery, colored in a crystalline ice, LEMMiNO, wearing the golden mask of the Eggers family, withdrew his gaze. He could roughly guess that the blurry figures in his eyes were the Temperance faction demigods responsible for this operation, one of them headless, resembling the faction's angel. How many people had taken residence in my body? LEMMiNO grumbled. Bro, you have like all of residents of Cordu. What's 2 more? LEMMiNO grumbled as he followed Merrick. They entered the wilderness outside Rockcliffe under the pale, cold sunlight. Due to the unique influence of the Paramita, LEMMiNO couldn't teleport anywhere beyond his line of sight. He had to use a visual lock to establish a position. After running a while, he reached out and grabbed Merrick's shoulder. Simultaneously, blazing white flames surged from within him, covering his body. Merrick understood his intent without asking and dematerialized into a wraith. Attaching to LEMMiNO. LEMMiNO transformed into a spear and shot out into the distance in a brilliant display. The spear streaked across the sky, crossing vast distances in nearly an instant. As LEMMiNO detached from the spear, he noticed that even in a Paramita, this lake remained tranquil. In the dim surroundings, the grayish-white water seemed nearly weightless, stretching up like a giant curtain. In front of the curtain, countless skulls formed a mountainous head. Amongst the skulls of various colors, one stood out the most. It was heavy at the top, crystal clear, as if carved from crystal. Instead of a pale or dark red flames, the eye sockets of its crystal skull reflected various colors. The door was slightly ajar, revealing endless darkness within him. In that darkness were countless indescribable eyes. Along the edge of the door, strange, grotesque, sometimes revolting hands grasped the frame as if trying to squeeze through. Many spirits and skulls were drawn to this place. In that skull of the Undying, is that the skull and the Undying that was used back then? Is the bronze door in its eye sockets the Sequence 5 gatekeeper's door to the underworld? A Sequence 5 can't keep the underworld door open for long, so they use this Undying skull to do it? But where has Oxyto, the Shaman King, gone? As these thoughts crossed through his mind, LEMMiNO heard a voice from the countless human skulls put together. Why couldn't you give me a little more time? If I can't have it, I will destroy this place and see how many of you survive the calamity. And I have already abandoned this place and left this region. Ha ha ha. Amidst the sharp, hoarse, old, deep laughter of the skulls, LEMMiNO felt a massive shadow in the sky descend towards his head, cracks appearing in the ground below. All the skulls, including the crystal one, started developing cracks. In that instant, LEMMiNO felt a chill leave his body, and all the skulls stopped cracking, as if temporarily held back. This also halted the process of the Pyramida's collapse and destruction, although it didn't reverse what had already happened. Is this the demigod, or their invited helper using their ability? Oxyto's gone. After testing the waters with the howl, she decisively abandoned this Pyramida? Dude, what a bitch! She said, no, I mean, listen, if I'm her, and I see a motherfucker, and I see a goddamn demigod and an angel show up on my shit, I'm out. No cap. No cap on God, bro. I'm out. An ancient voice spoke in LEMMiNO's mind. Do not listen to what Oxyto says. 2 angels? Who? In my experience, anyone who leaves behind so many words before running is either already insane or trying to cover something. Oxyto did indeed flee here decisively before we locked onto her and planned to destroy the Pyramida. But why would she tell us? There's something important. She wants us to focus on the collapse and the destruction and overlook something. Palaz is on LEMMiNO too? The worms coming out. Oh, that were the worms. That makes sense. Didn't we? Oh, damn, bro. We got a guy who will. Oh, hold on. So we got 2 angels. Not only 2 angels, but 2 angels that beat other angels' ass. Okay. We got Palaz, who just beat Amon's ass not that long ago, and we got Miss Messenger, who would beat that bum bitch buck. I don't know, that bum bitch Sua's ass any day of the week. Okay. Fuck that guy. Oh, we're laughing, bro. I'm running away instantly. I agree. LEMMiNO hadn't entirely dismissed his doubts about Oxyto's proclamation through those skulls, but such behavior wasn't unusual. Those accustomed to indulgence were always eager. The voice finally spoke. Time will provide the answer. As these words fell, LEMMiNO saw the insects from the translucent rings fly out. Yesterday, once more, charm! Suddenly, everything around him slowed down. A grayish-white fog settled over everything. Soon after, everything projected on the foggy curtain started to rewind. Wait, is it actually yesterday once again? Dude, I called it. The human skulls were no longer cracked in countless places, and the ground returned to smoothness. Time wasn't moving backward. Rather, recent history were being displayed. LEMMiNO then saw a pair of brown wings that could blot out the sky, leaving the current shadow behind. Behind each wing, each feather as large as a human head, stood a female figure. Oh, the woman was as beautiful as the moon in the night, her face radiating maternal brilliance. But her hands and feet were arched, sharp nails gleamed coldly. The Shaman King, Oxyto. Having seen her male form, LEMMiNO recognized her nearly instantly. Her belly was swollen, stretched taut, with black veins visible on the surface. Skin so thin that it was almost transparent, revealing the merging forms. She stuffed those corpse-born infants into her belly. What kind of monster is she making? No wonder the bloodline connection didn't work. Use that on his own knees for charms, true. With a tearing sound, she ripped open her abdomen, blood pouring out. Oxito forcibly pulled out an infant smaller than even Ludwig, its skin pale, its flesh decayed, and remnants of 4 or 5 heads and 7 or 8 bird claws remained on the surface. A pure, clear membrane seemingly from the lake covering the baby's body. Bruh, I got gifted membership but no scared cat emoji. Well, Kami, we just need 10 more members no, actually, no, not right now. We need way more. Never mind. We need so many members to get to add another emoji. It's not even funny. So unless you can get Sal in here, and he's in a giving mood particularly, yeah, I can't add any more, brother. How many members? How many do I need right now? How many do I need? I need 23 more members to add a new emoji. So you need Sal. Bro, I don't know if Sal ever sleeps. That motherfucker's always awake. It's crazy. Get rid of these. No one uses them. Fuck you. No, I like them. Any oil prints in this chat? True. The ending of this volume has you covered? Not? I really doubt it. Because... nothing for the last volume ending, so I don't know why this one would be different. Is Oxito's ultimate goal to send that monster to the underworld? Making some kind of terrifying reality? Making some terrifying thing a reality? And now she's been forced into early labor? As Lumion had this thought, he realized the coldness inside him had vanished. The figure in the bonnet and the Knight of Swords in the vest simultaneously appeared in front of him. But they seemed unable to pass through the cracks. The underworld, wearing the mask, Lumion felt a stirring inside. Seizing the opportunity provided by the demigods, he activated the mark on his shoulder and teleported in front of the skull. In his eyes, the door loomed abnormally large. He stretched out his hands and pressed them on either side of the door. A hollow, muffled sound filled the air. Lumion immediately felt a suction, and with a swish he pulled through the crack, flung deep into the darkness. 2 more masses instantly joined him. Bro, so we're in the underworld right now? Can we then get that piece of the abscessed hand? As Lumion vanished before the crystal skull, the human skulls covered in cracks lost their support, shattering into a thunderous crash. Oxito's paramita crumbled towards the cracked crystal skull, and everything there turned to dust. The spirits dissipated, light vanished in the void of the darkness. No one knew how much time had passed before a gentle light began to glow in the darkness, revealing an almost frozen wilderness. In the center of the wasteland lay the tranquil and sacred lake. The headless lady, draped in a black dress and carrying 4 heads, swiftly appeared. As Lumion was pulled through the door, he felt countless eyes lay upon him, his body chilled. Meanwhile, arms of unknown origins reached out and grabbed at him. Some had dull skin with white, bony teeth, and others so decayed that their flesh was falling off. What they all shared was a bone-chilling cold. On Lumion's face, the mask, painted with the black and white, sparkled with a pure light. The arms reaching out halted. The eyes watching him from the darkness also withdrew their gaze. Lumion regained his thoughts. Below him, he discovered a deep pit with no visible bottom. The edge of the pit was made up of layers of blurry worlds, spiraling downwards to the limits of his vision. These jumbled worlds layered atop each other, and Lumion couldn't make out what lay within them, only knowing that each was vaster than the star highlands, and with all previous eyes watching, stemming from the bottomless pit. Lumion plummeted suddenly, falling into one of those blurry worlds. Miraculously, he stood on a barren wilderness, exposed with greyish-white rocks, surrounded by heaps of bones. At this moment, the bones lay there as if slumbering through time. Is this the underworld? I wonder where the abscessed hand's body may be. It was the chance to enter the underworld that had prompted him to help volunteer, using the mask and the underworld Taoist seal to push open the door. Now, the problem was that the underworld was much more vast than he had imagined. He had no idea where to start. Similarly, the whereabouts and intentions of the decaying infant were also unknown. Perhaps I could rely on the contract I had signed with the abscessed hand. Essentially, being part of the body, they are connected, right? To some extent, my contract is with the whole body, LEMMiNO thought, and spoke. Merrick, have you all entered as well? Yes. A companion of mine has also entered. Why aren't you coming out? You're in a wraith state, no need to worry, right? We are fundamentally still living beings. If we stay in the underworld as wraiths for long, we won't be able to revert to our human forms, and will forever exist as wraiths. But using your body, we can avoid the influence. I see. I can't wear this mask for long. We have about 3 hours, LEMMiNO spoke. As he spoke, LEMMiNO activated the black mark on his shoulder, which was the abscessed hand's traversal ability. With this, he sent something at the end of the underworld, calling him on his right. Is this the body part of the hand? As LEMMiNO thought, a figure appeared before him. An extremely delicate looking young woman with an unnaturally pale complexion, her deep blue eyes profound and devoid of any fluctuations. Her light golden hair was tied in an astern bun, adorned with a small black bonnet. Is this the Temperance faction that was attached to me earlier? One of them matched the lady before him perfectly. The Temperance faction's demigod floated in midair, slowly turned around, and then pointed in a direction. She was pointing at the end of the wilderness. Does that mean the baby might be over there, LEMMiNO thought? The lady in the bonnet nodded. She then vanished. It's all in that direction, huh? A coincidence? No. More like something in that direction is drawing them there. As LEMMiNO started to become transparent from teleporting, his body was grabbed by the hands that appeared out of nowhere. He felt a paralyzing sensation, as if his soul was being torn apart. LEMMiNO's attempt to ignite a blazing flames to ward off the cold and stiffness, but was overwhelmed by the terror. When he regained his clarity, he found himself standing at the same spot. Merrick then spoke. Once you put on the mask and become a pure undead being, you will also possess all of the traits of an undead, all of which is being suppressed by higher beings on the death pathway, making it difficult to resist in your body and mind to accept its enslavement. In contrast, we wraiths who aren't as pure can switch freely and are less affected. Did you just save me right now? It seems that in the underworld, you can teleport but not freely. It is considered a desecration of death and attracts the punishment of the underworld. According to the mysticism knowledge mentioned by Madam Magician, teleporting should be normal in the underworld since it stems from the spirit world. But considering it as a desecration of death seems a bit strict. Typical of the oppression of the higher-ranking beings of the death pathway, LEMMiNO thought. No more TP harumph, Sag. It's over. We can't. That's our only combo, bro. As a blazing white radiant spear shot forth. As the red trail of the flame disappeared, LEMMiNO transformed into the spear and hurled himself as fast as he could. During this process, he noticed the wilderness slope down, and the destination he and Merrick aimed for was at the bottom of this hill. You think TP banned because of Ancestor had door pathway? Eh? After a while, the blazing white light scattered in all directions, and LEMMiNO, now clad in a thick jacket, descended. Ahead of him lay a wide, surreal river. Is this the river Styx? LEMMiNO asked. It should be, Merrick spoke. It spans every layer of the underworld. Crossing it is like entering the depths of the underworld. If you hadn't stopped earlier and been flying over it, you'd have flown straight into the river and no one could save you. Jesus, how do we cross? LEMMiNO asked. LEMMiNO sensed the missing part of the abscessed hand was on the other side. No sooner had he asked before Merrick could respond. A dilapidated, gloomy black boat appeared. Take this boat across? A figure draped in fragments stood on the boat, rowing with a long oar. Peering closely, Lumin saw that the ferryman was a severely decayed corpse. It is the only way, but be careful. The underworld has mutated. He too could be affected, Merrick spoke. Oh, now, what sequence is that guy? Could he be, call me crazy, but I think he's a sequence 3 ferryman. I don't know. Lumin nodded, his right hand naturally falling on the traveler bag. He then walked over to the dilapidated boat, noticing the boatman. Can you ferry me across? Given that the former death hailed from the southern continent, Lumin chose to ask in Dutanese. The boatman, its eyes filled with thick blood and vessels, oozing pus, faced the river and remained motionless. It seemed it was answering Lumin with actions. How would you try to communicate with a corpse? I can't hear you nor talk. Update chapter, number, and title, please. Sag. What's the name of this title, you guys think? It couldn't possibly be the sequence, right? No, that'd be crazy. It seems ordinary language won't do. I've heard that the death pathway includes a language of death, but I don't speak it, Lumin thought, as he let his eyes take on a silver-black hue. In the eye of calamity, the boatsman's destiny was pure black, death and void. Does this mean no matter how much the boatman struggles, it can't change its status as a corpse? Does that mean that the boatman can't do anything during the time before its demise? Its actions can still affect the fates of others, including mine and the others? Indeed. We all still have destinies, but my rank isn't high enough to see them. After all, objects have destinies too. It might also be that the destinies of the dead need to interact with others to manifest in the destinies of those others. Perhaps because he had temporarily become an undead himself, Lumin couldn't help but ponder the destiny of these residents. With the mystical knowledge he possessed, he could not define destiny precisely, nor did he know how much of the river of fate encompassed, or whether there was any unseen aspects. He felt there must be, which stemmed from a simple question. Could it be that by donning the Eggers family mask and becoming an undead, the rivers of fate still existed? And when I take off the mask, does the river of fate instantly return? What then is the river of fate? A plaything at our disposal? Although the mask of the Eggers family was made by death, it didn't contain any characteristics. It surely wasn't simple enough to manipulate the river of fate, right? Later on, if there's a chance, I should have a monster pathway beyond or observe my fate to see any changes. Never mind, unless I find a demigod level of that pathway. Otherwise it would only harm them. Even when I only had Mr. Fool's seal, the false angelic rank in the aura of Elisa Tudor, the patrol team's machine, Kolobo, was too afraid to even look at me. Lumin positioned himself at the center of the boat, allowing the mask to turn his eyes black. He wanted to preemptively spot the boatsman's weakness. His body was entirely cloaked in dark colors. Lumin struggled to find any signs of a vulnerability. Of course, 2 dark colors also meant that the boatman was vulnerable to sunlight and lightning. Merrick then spoke. Its weakness may not be here. Not here. What do you mean? Could it be weakness separate from the person? Lumin remembered many stories his sister had told him. In those stories, a type of monster called a leech would create phylacteries and hide in them heavily protected secret places. As long as the phylactery were not destroyed, the leech would not die. And in the 22 pathways of the divine, such things were hardly surprising. Were you trying to discern its fate? Merrick spoke. It holds a considerable rank. This is difficult. A considerable rank. Lumin glanced at the boatsman, draped in a tattered cloth and highly decayed, unable to see anything particularly formidable. I'm not German, no, but that's how that's how Lich would be pronounced. What would you say? A lick? How the fuck do you pronounce this? A lech? A leech? No. No, it's not a leech, bro. No, it's a licht. I'm going by the actual fucking pronunciation in the language it's created, okay? Listen, what you're all saying is that you mispronounce it. You can call it whatever you want, bro. I've been butchering these French names for the fucking whole book, so I'm not in the place to tell Kami that fuck them, but whatever. I don't think it's a German word. A Licht is almost certainly a German word. Licht, origin, word. A Licht, a southern, from Proto-Germanic. Yeah. A considerable rank, LEMMiNO glanced at the boatsman, draped in tattered clothes, unable to see anything particularly formidable. However, the fact that he could ferry across the river Styx without sinking clearly suggested something extraordinary. LEMMiNO diverted his gaze, watching the boatsman's every move. The battered boat rocked slowly as it may fall apart, looking as though it may fall apart at any moment, taking what felt like an eternity to reach only the middle of the river. Suddenly, the boatman raised its oar and turned to LEMMiNO. As the boat came to a stop, the boatsman's mouth opened, splitting down to its decayed chest. It unfolded like an uncanny buttoning, stretching to the side, revealing no darkened organs or bones whatsoever. Once again, can you go to 74 or just 69? Kami, I thought you said 71, right? If it's 71, I can make it a 71. 74 is rough, man. You want me to do 5 more chapters? Come on. Once again, LEMMiNO felt a chill that made him shudder, daring not to harbor any thoughts of resistance. He clenched his right fist, which had been ready, and grasped the sword of courage from his traveler bag. Suddenly, courage filled him. What is there to fear from a mere boatman? Even if death himself stood before me, I would strike him down. LEMMiNO drew his broadsword, now ablaze with blue and white flames, slashed fiercely at the boatsman, who lunged. With a thud, the sword of courage cut through the pile of melting limbs in the boatsman's stomach and struck the layer of skin riddled with holes. But the broadsword failed to split the seemingly fragile skin. As LEMMiNO readied a second strike, and accompanied by a massive explosion, the boatsman swiftly recoiled, closing its mouth and chest and abdomen. At the same time, Merrick spoke. "Stop! We've got it under control. This is our chance to finish it off," LEMMiNO spoke. The Knight of Swords paused before said, "I know you were not afraid of it and that you could kill it, but if it dies, we can't cross the river." Oh, true. Besides, killing it won't grant you any characteristic. It is merely the skin of a true ferryman. It seems to have been consuming other corpses, trying to regain a body. LEMMiNO accepted Merrick's explanation. Having courage didn't mean being deaf to the words of others. He then put the sword of courage back. This time, he didn't feel the post-event fear, because this was the purpose of the sword. The demigod skin had been peeled off? What the fuck was going on in the underworld back then? LEMMiNO watched as the boatman slowly and struggled pinched together the split skin. Following this, the boatman plunged its oar into the shadowy river, moving at a slower pace than even before. Has the demigod of the Temperance faction possessed the boatman, taking control of it? As the boat rocked and made its way to the shore, LEMMiNO, having nothing better to do, started talking to Merrick. I saw the entire underworld as a series of descending layers. Crossing the river should just get us to the other side. So why did you say it's like entering deep into the underworld? The geography of the underworld doesn't exactly make much sense. According to many notes of the Eggers family, there are 2 ways to enter the depths of the spirit world. First, to descend layer by layer through the world encircling the Styx. The second is to cross the Styx itself. Oh, so our destination is the realm once inhabited by the Blessed of Death? Death's palace should be there. The palace of former death? LEMMiNO's eyelids twitched. Oh, let's go, baby. You know what we're getting this chapter? Call me crazy. I think we're getting the abscessed hand's body part. I don't know. I just have a good feeling. I don't know why I think this. I don't know. Completely inexplicable. You know, there's nothing to imply this at all. Like, we could get it later, but like, I think it's gonna be this chapter. I don't know. I'm just feeling it. Unlike the wilderness LEMMiNO and company had passed through earlier, strewn with the grayish-white rocks, the soil on the side of the river was pitch black. There was no withered blood, colored roses, no skeletons, no corpses. I don't know, Chris. I just have a feeling, you know? I truly am of the monster pathway. Shinzo Sasageo. The skin above was no longer lit by the pale, dim, cold sunlight. Instead, a rich darkness dominated this boundless world. Deep within the darkness, clusters of pale white, greenish-hued flames hung. Using the illumination from the palest flames, LEMMiNO leapt from the gloomy boat to the shore. Once his feet hit the ground, his heart steadied. As he crossed the river, the scent of death in his undead body became more intense and evident. Following that, a sinister coldness pervaded his body, but the highly decayed boatsman, with its hollow eyes, simply reinserted the oar back into the river. It made no move to attack LEMMiNO. It seemed incapable of attacking people on the shore. Watching the boat and ferryman now faced away, LEMMiNO mused, not going to finish it off? That decayed human skin would match your messenger quite well. This referred to the Merrick's messenger, the half-fairy, the spirit missing the outer half of her body. She only lacks her own skin. Merrick spoke. 71 through 75 together? Ah, fuck. So you want me to do 70 then? Okay, cool. And the reply was curt and restrained, yet LEMMiNO almost heard Merrick's roar. Don't just find any skin for my messenger to wear. We may need to return across the river Styx, and we don't know how many ferrymen there are, Merrick continued. May need to return. After dealing with the Oxytos child, how do we leave? Our allies in the outside world may be seeking help from the Death's Pathway Sequence 5 or a corresponding demigod to help facilitate it. LEMMiNO nodded. He didn't ask Merrick and the Temperance Faction demigod if he was veering off course. If he was wrong, they would guide him. Reaching into the nearest pale flames, LEMMiNO realized it would serve as a street lamp, crafted from gold, shaped like a kneeling figure with both hands bound behind its back. A dark, sinister wick protruded from the statue's mouth, coated in layers of pale yellowish grease. From this human-shaped lamp onward, this ground was covered in dark, cracked stone slabs. Then author notes. Oh god, y'all are making me read so much. LEMMiNO could imagine just how solemn the path to Death's Palace must have been. Y'all are making me read too much, boys. I'm not gonna lie to you. You want me to do 9 chapters and author notes? Bro, who do you think I am? Easy geeky? I'm not that guy, bro. He walked across the path, which was inexplicably cracked and shattered, but cautiously, heading deeper into the darkness. The path also went slightly downward, reminding LEMMiNO of the Hotel Arella he had once stayed in, recalling the words spoken by Ivalhista. Many believe that a true hell and the origin of death lay underground, so one had to continuously descend. This is reflected in the underworld too, eh? Easy has forsaken us? What? Easy streams? No? I don't know. The community is filled with bums that don't want to read COI. The community is filled with that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, does COI do anything to try to, show them that they're wrong? No. It absolutely the fuck does not. It is so difficult to start. Listen, if I was not reading this with all of you guys, and by all of you, I mean like the fucking 6 of you who have been here the entire time, I would have not read COI probably all the way. I probably would have been like what Red did and probably given up around volume 2 or 3 and just been like, oh fuck it, I'll get back to it and just never come back. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. There's like 5 or 6 of you guys, and I'm like, damn, I counted these guys down. They show up for me every day. Fucking love these guys. I was like, Damn, it's fine. It's fine. I can't let these guys down. They show up for me every day. What am I gonna say? No guys, but I want 30 people to show up, not just you 7. Fuck off. Fuck all that shit, bro. I can count you guys on my fingers with fingers to spare. That's the truth, okay? I can. But, so what? Listen, there's a lot more fucking... I'm sure you would have read it faster. Yeah, probably. But, listen. There's people out here streaming day after day to 0 people, okay? And I get, like, not only a community, not only do I have, like, 7 people watching me, not only do I have 7 people watching me, because, listen, that's, like, one thing, but I have 7 people who are, like, genuinely here, okay? Maybe not all of you, because some of y'all are bums, but, like, Chris, Bug, Seer, Not, Kami, like, you guys are here, you know what I mean? Like... Bro, that's worth so much more. Fuck it. What am I gonna fucking... Listen, motherfucker. Who gives a fuck, alright? Listen, I don't want to just cultivate a community, okay? Fuck that noise. I'm gonna cultivate the community I want. And sometimes that's gonna mean we're gonna do boring shit, bro. That's the truth. Sometimes we're gonna do... No, I don't mean to imply COI is boring, but like, you know what I mean. Like, we're gonna do shit that not everyone's gonna like. If I want to be the guy who's like, oh, I only want to do things if it's popular, if it's not getting views, then I'm not... Fuck that noise, bro. Listen, the views are important. Don't pretend like they're... I'm not going to pretend like I don't give a shit about them, okay? But at the end of the day, listen, man, I also got to be able to sleep with myself. If I... That came out really wrong. Okay. That came out really weird. I also got to be able to just, like, you know, be at peace with myself. I'm not just going to be here with, like, oh, no, I'm only going to do stuff because what you guys like. Because guess what? If I'm only doing things you guys like and I'm not enjoying it, I will eventually just break down on it. Because I'll be like, listen, who gives a fuck? Okay, Chris, don't fucking... Just ignore... For fuck's sakes, guys. Just ignore... Motherfuckers, just let it go. I acknowledged it. Just let it go. God, you guys are overreacting. It was a misinput. Okay, don't make it weird, Seer, okay? The bright lights quickly dispelled the darkness further away, allowing Lumion to clearly see the surroundings. Mausoleum-style buildings, whether collapsed or half-fallen, deathly quiet, no bones or bodies. Did the blessed of death once live in these houses? Lumion asked Merrick. The Knight of Swords replied succinctly, I don't know. He then added, only by finding a creature that entered and exited the underworld before the fall of death can we be sure. Alright, Lumion didn't press any further and quickened his pace because he felt the body part of the abscessed hand wasn't far. His right hand went into the traveler bag, ready to draw the sword of courage at any moment. As for the devil worship's ring, he didn't plan to wear it. He didn't think becoming undead would immunize him against the effects of the ring. Undead beings could harbor malice too. After all, undead beings were formed around the core of their own obsessions and malice. Moreover, Lumion's spirit and consciousness were still protected by the mask of the Eggers family. After a quick jog, guided by the pale white flames of the human-shaped street lamps and the blazing white orb, Lumion discovered a grand structure. It appeared to be a cathedral, entirely black and about 50 or 60 meters tall. Its upper half collapsed. Lumion concentrated, listening intently, and heard a faint sound. It was as if someone was using a blunt sword to slice through flesh and bones. I have another matter to resolve in this cathedral, Lumion disclosed to the Merrick. It should be quick, he then added. He remembered that what magician had said. The true danger of the abscessed hand would only manifest once all parts were assembled, and currently, 2 parts were in the City of Exiles, Marora. Okay, Merrick, I didn't ask for any specifics. Thank you. The Knight of Swords and Temperance faction demigod neither objected nor disengaged, indicating their tacit approval. You know who else? You know who didn't give his tacit approval? Mr. Fool. You know what happened to the guy he didn't give the tacit approval to? George III. The king of an entire country. Lone, the greatest of the northern kingdoms. Mollywopped. One day. One day is all it took. All the 7 gods said, yes, it will be fine. But when Mr. Fool said, "Nah, I'd win." Guess what? You guys have heard of the Yom Kippur War in Israel? That shit was like a week long or whatever. A week? We at the Tarot Club have a 24-hour guarantee. Listen, motherfucker, you want to start this shit? We'll fucking finish it, okay? Bring it. Ah, my goat. Lumen extinguished the blazing white orb hovering over his head to avoid provoking the undead. He transformed into a shadow, blending into the area not illuminated by the flames, and silently infiltrated the building. From the shadows, Lumen saw columns thrust into the ground, a dome shattered. After winding through the ruins after a while, Lumen's path brightened. 10 meters ahead of a crumbling wall, several bone torches burning with green flames were inserted. The dense darkness streaming through a large hole collapsed by the collapsed dome. Beneath the bone torches, a long table made of grayish-white stone was set up, upon which lay a half corpse. The corpse wore no clothes, its body bluish-black, swollen with decay. It appeared significantly larger than normal humans, unclear whether it was half giant or in life. Lumen recognized it nearly instantly, the body of the abscessed hand. It comprised the left half, including one hand and one foot. In front of the abscessed hand's corpse stood a towering figure about 4 meters tall, the figure's skin pitch black, etched in numerous sinister patterns. At that moment, this figure, bent over, was slowly cutting into the half-corpse of the abscessed hand. Lumen noticed the 2 curved, tattered black goat horns growing from the figure's head. An undead being transformed from a beyonder of the devil pathway after death. As Lumen had this thought, he saw the giant goat face slice off a chunk of bluish-black decaying flesh and stuff it into his mouth. On the corpse of the abscessed hand, the flesh writhed and grew, filling in the cuts. A cycle of eating and the other growing. Lumen was pondering a plan to take the corpse when the devil-like undead turned its head, looking towards the shadow where Lumen was hiding. It spoke in an unintelligible language. Though Lumen couldn't make out the language, Lumen felt a pulsation in his chest, compelling him to leave his shadow form. But the decaying devil did not approach. It's asking, "Do you need flesh?" Merrick spoke. What? Lumen was relieved that he had a translator. Looking at the devil, Lumen had a strange thought. Is he considering making a deal with the demon? Is this considered making a deal with the demon? Have the after effects of the authority holders finally caught up with me? For a moment, Lumen was unsure whether the authority holders under the table transaction, a beyonder item from the broker pathway, actually had negative effects. On the one hand, encountering a deal with demons and other beings surprisingly prevented a potential battle. Without this negative effect, Lumen suspected he would have been attacked the instant he was spotted by the demon. However, it was definitely wrong, even if this wasn't considered a negative effect. Dealing with a demon wouldn't be simple or easy. I want it all. What must I give in return? Lumen spoke. He planned to gauge the difficulty of the transaction first. As Lumen spoke, his body stiffened and darkness spread within him. He understood what was happening and didn't resist, and found himself involuntarily speaking in a gravelly, metallic voice. Bent over and goat-faced, the demon responded in the same hollow language. One of the words seemed to grasp Lumen's spirit body. I want Farbauti dead. Merrick spoke. Farbauti? The devil monarch? Lumen narrowed his eyes and said, "That is an ancient god. I can't do that. Change the terms. Facing an ancient god may be beyond me, but taking you down certainly isn't. It's just a matter of owing a favor to a demigod. I can pay that off if I need to. This motherfucker has a problem with an ancient, genuinely. It's cooked." It was unclear whether Merrick or the demigod who took control of Lumen's body, translating the words into a language the demon could understand. The demon, capable of standing 4 or 5 meters tall, said, "I want that egg." Egg? Where is the egg? In the palace, the demon spoke. In the palace of death? Yes. An egg within the palace of death? Lumen hesitated. What does the egg look like? While waiting for the members of the Temperance faction to translate, Lumin noticed a broken statue by a half-buried stone pillar, only part of the body remaining, vaguely resembling an avian statue. An avian statue. Lumin connected this with the egg the demon wanted. A bird egg? He added. Yes, it is large, black, within flames. It really is a bird egg. For obviously an abnormal mother. Lumin remembered the premature baby they were tracing associated with the banshees resembled such a thing. Although there were clear differences from the statue, at least they're all birds. Moreover, since there is an abnormal bird egg inside Death's palace, it implies the existence of a mother in a mystical sense anyway. Lumin realized Oxyto had conceived such a stillborn and cast it into the underworld. Was her goal also this egg? Maybe to use it for something? Whether integrating the realm of the dead within the Rocklev region into her own paramita or conducting a ritual. Was it all for this? Sheesh, that's quite ambitious. Does she intend to merge the underworld within her own paramita? This is the legacy of a true god. You really think you can? Even if she, wouldn't the Great Mother be able to descend directly if that really happens? Even if she can't merge the underworld just yet, just planting a seed is dangerous. Have you seen a giant baby with bird claws? Lumin asked. The demon looked at Lumin but did not respond. Lumin waited for a few seconds and said, "Deal." The demon's head moved almost imperceptibly. It then turned and began dragging its pale thigh bone step by step. Lumin lowered his voice and asked at Merrick, "Let's go to the Death's Palace. You are wearing the Eggers family mask. Many dangers in the underworld will avoid you. You need only worry about anomalies like the boatman. Even if Oxyto's child can get to the Death's Palace, close to that egg, we can do it too. Even with the premature birth and the powers inherited, it's almost equal to a sequence 4. Its state of existence and birth rituals are quite unique. It may be able to harness some powers of the underworld. Even if it hasn't reached an angelic power, we must treat it as a sequence 3, Lumin spoke. After all, this was a baby born through the integration of a paramita and the spirit realm facilitated by the special lake. This baby had undergone gestation within a corpse, birth post-mortem, and then returned to its original form. It absolutely could not be considered a living thing. Yes, Merrick spoke. If we continue along the path we were on into the darkness, will we reach the Death Palace? Lumin asked. Before the Knight of Swords could reply, the demon suddenly lifted the pale thigh bone. It used the bone to point at a dark, deep hole. You mean that leads to Death's Palace? Lumin asked. Based on the Knight of Swords' explanation and what he had seen earlier, Lumin believed Death's Palace was situated at the bottom of the underworld. One would have to keep heading down to reach it. But then it was a descent. Jumping directly into the bottomless abyss may also be feasible. All roads lead to Trier, Roselle once said. Dude, what a bitch. The demon nodded. It was only then that Lumin realized this fellow understands my fucking language. Why did I need a translator, you bitch? Lumin didn't waste any time confronting the demon. He ran a few steps to the edge of the darkness. He formed a clump of blazing white flames and placed it at the edge of the hole, illuminating some of the interior. Massive stone pillars, wooden racks, stone slabs, and winding staircases descending down. No problem, Merrick spoke. It leads to Death's Palace. Without hesitating, Lumin jumped onto the partially collapsed staircase. Instead of running down the stairs in an unusual way, he jumped back and forth between pillars, racks, and staircases. During this process, Lumin occasionally transformed into a spear to leap over completely collapsed parts. The surrounding darkness seemed to hide nothing. Even the white lights couldn't illuminate it. After descending for an indeterminate period of time, Lumin's feet finally touched the ground. In the light of the flames, he saw that the area was littered with bones. Not far from Lumin, a deep black stone wall stood, set with a heavy stone door, large enough for a giant to pass. Lumin walked up to the door, bent over and extended his palms, pushing out with all his strength. His instincts told him that beyond this lay the Palace of Death. Let's go. Alright, let's just do the author notes and we'll call it for tonight, boys. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna put this here so that here so that you guys can read it as well. Okay? Ah, God, what the fuck have I'm so stupid! I'm stupid and small. Okay. The core symbol and meaning of the entire Sinners volume is actually hinted in Volume 1. That is why I've always said I'm satisfied with many details in Volume 1 and the completeness of it. So this volume of Sinners has 3 layers. The first layer pertains to religious meanings and hidden plot lines. Just think Bible. All humans in the world have sins and the saviors bear them. The volume started with Mr. K's prayer and ended with Mr. K's prayer. Aww, cutie. At the same time, Lumin's thoughts, emotions, and what he had experienced and witnessed are also completely different compared to the beginning and end. The title of the last volume, I Have Sinned, can also be seen as Lumin shouting on the inside. I have sinned, I have blasphemed against God. God is the sinner of the cold village, but I think there is no need to explicitly state it in text. Author notes, translation notes. Lumin probably not really feeling he has sinned, it's more like a mock at the twist of fate. The Order has been a great help to him, but now he has discovered the culprit related to the little lizard, but he would inevitably have thoughts of blasphemy against the god. He would thus have been considered to have sinned. The lizard-like little elves are both a specific imagery, a literal bona fide spirit in the shape of a lizard, and a metaphor. A broken-winged, sin-bearing dragon falling from the heavens to the earth. Sins originate from the Lord, and sin also returns to the Lord. The Lord is the Savior as well as the sinners. That is the complete meaning of the first layer. In the story, this is shown by the Aurora Order becoming a reliable ally, trustworthy companions in dealing with outer gods. And then comes the final. As for why it is like this, I can't explain it. I may spoil too much. Let's go straight to the title of the next volume and the opening quote. But you didn't tell me? Quite decent, quite decent. Okay. You know what? One last divination for the boys, okay? One last divination. Adam is actually one of the main protagonists of COI. No, my go! Adam, don't do this to me. I had faith in you. No. Oh, it's so over. What? I thought he was a good guy. They lied to me, boys. It's gone. It's over. Ah, Sag. Alright, boys, that's it. We'll call it there. Yo, you gotta always stop before winning. Dude, I don't have enough money to win it big anymore. I don't know. Alright, that's it, boys. We'll call it there. Y'all have a good night. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.